Welcome back to the Dad and Buried podcast. It's episode 2. Some may say it's a little bit early to do a special episode. Not me.
It's
the special Super Bowl episode of the Dad and Buried podcast coming at you in about however many seconds the intro is.
We don't know. Let's do this.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Dad and Buried podcast. As I said at the top, this week's episode is all about the Super Bowl, and whether your kids watch it, whether you're into it, what are your feelings about the teams?
Yeah,
like that, not that
well,
one.
I think you were telling me a story about how your first Super Bowl experience with you, because Super Bowl is
Times have
a
changed.
guy's dad, the father son.
No. You know what? This is I'm gonna take a step back. I think it's an American thing, and I think it's changing.
Okay.
So like 1983, 7, right? Barely
movie.
7. The movie 7, a favorite of mine. I'm 7 years old, and I remember being on the stairs, not in the family room anymore because it was past my bedtime, but being on the stairs listening to the Redskins Raiders Super Bowl. Because I was too young to stay up for the whole thing. But, like, that's my first memory. The next year, my favorite team was in the Super Bowl, the only fucking time in my lifetime. Or not in my lifetime, but when I was aware of it. And they haven't been back since, unfortunately.
No one else has been aware of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but, like, I was excited for the Super Bowl. As early as 3rd grade, I was going to my friend's house to watch, like, for a little party, kids party.
Right.
Or, like, not a sleepover, I guess, because we had school, so it should be a national holiday the day after, but that's a
Totally
different discussion.
That's
But like my kid, my 8-year-old, could not give a shit. Like, he couldn't care less. He knows about football. He knows I like football. For the most part, it annoys him that I'm commandeering the television on Sundays. And he just takes shots at me sometimes. Oh, it's football again, Dad. Like, making fun of me like it's not a cool thing.
God, your son sounds really weird. You should have that checked out.
He's got a frog in his throat. Okay. But the times have changed.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah, maybe I would have liked to watch it a little bit with my dad. It's kind of a bonding moment, not for my son.
So why were you so into it?
Because I bleed red, white, and blue. What kind of question is that? I'm an American man.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know. I grew up. I loved the Dolphins.
What's your son?
First
a
of all,
Soviet operative?
No, it's a different time. I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't a jock by any means. I'm like 7, 8 years old.
That was from the 84 reference, by the way.
In 1984 reference?
Yeah, so because I said Soviet as opposed to Russian.
Okay.
But I guess my thing is
you're saying what's different?
Why
was I into it?
Why were you so into it? Probably because there was nothing else on TV.
Well, no, it was a big deal. Fine, sure, right. I didn't have access to Preston Plays to go to play on my tablet. Fine, maybe a little bit.
Eating dirt out in the yard.
I don't think so.
Rubbing sticks together. You had no idea what was going on.
I don't know what your childhood was like, but you grew up in England.
I don't know. I feel like I just had a picture of
me eating dirt in the yard, rubbing sticks
Paw.
together. What is this, Nell?
Can I come in? Nell.
Nell, the Jodie Foster film where she invents her own language.
There's a really good saying in Nell, like "Igape" or something.
I've never seen the film, but thank you. That's another. The pieces are coming together. He hasn't seen a lot, but he's seen I Am Legend, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Nell. Those are the 3.
Yeah, let's
so
count
far,
them.
and maybe 7. Anyway, so no, I guess maybe the world has changed a little bit, right? So the kids have other stuff to do, but I don't know. It was a big deal. Football is more popular than ever, but there are other concerns that prevent people from watching.
Okay, all right, but football is more popular than ever, but why is it so hard for me, because I like watching football, to watch with my kids?
Because they don't give a shit about you. They don't
care
love you. And you know what?
I knew it.
You're not their biological father.
Wow. Listen.
Your wife told me that.
Honestly, if that was a real thing, I would find him and I would ask him to help me up with
the
pickups.
Actual dad?
Yeah.
Hook me up.
Pickups and drop-offs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I need some help there.
So I'm not concerned about the fact that my son doesn't want to watch with me. Like, it might be nice. You know, we have other stuff. We bond over some music stuff and, some movie stuff. But yeah, the sports at this point aren't it. Maybe 8's a little young. The other one, the 3-year-old, maybe he'll be into it. I don't know.
Well, I think, first of all, what I was able... I have 3, 2 girls and a boy.
Holy
and I
shit,
was...
dude. We know by now that you have 3 kids.
Okay. Well, I'm just reiterating by now.
Just stop. Yeah, by now. It's the second episode. Nobody wants to
It's 2
hear
minutes
about your condescension because you have more kids than me.
Okay, well, that's just another point for me.
Well, the competition rages on.
What I tried to do is I make it a game. I make it a game.
It is a game.
I make it
fucking football.
I make it a game for whichever one of my kids can correctly tell me what quarter we're in, what down we're at.
It's in a game.
And what the score is. And
why? What is that teaching them?
Well, it's a massive competition between them. They're at each other's throats trying to answer
the atmosphere
these questions.
You want in your house. And your kids going at each other.
Love it.
You're just fucking excellent.
Yeah, excellent. So that what happens now is that when I'm not even watching, they're like, "Oh, Dad, you missed a play."
Oh, so they'll give you pointers, or they'll give you like they're like the ticker. They'll let you know the score.
They're the ticker, yeah.
But you don't like. I mean, you don't follow a team. You just follow. You just watch the Super Bowl mostly.
I watch.
But that's the thing. People used to just watch. But I guess you're right. I guess it's like people watching the MASH finale. There was like nothing else on. What are you gonna do?
You mean when you were growing up, and that's why people?
Yeah, like there's just fewer options, right?
I think so, but I believe that I know my girls, and certainly I think most of my kids actually really now that they understand it, kind of get it. They get that they have to move the ball. They get the mechanics of it. I've tried to
explain this shit is what I'm saying, my kid.
Let me ask you this: did you understand the mechanics of football?
I don't remember. First of all, football is a really complicated game, and most of the people that watch it only understand a tiny.
It's not that
portion
hard.
Of it.
You have 4
No. I mean, like the
yards.
schemes and all that shit are complicated. But
we're not doing
what's ironic about this is that I almost decided not to watch this year.
Okay.
Just because I'm so goddamn sick of the Patriots being in it, and I'm sick of rooting against a team rather than rooting for a team.
And you're from Connecticut.
I'm from Connecticut.
How do you even go back?
Okay, first of all, when I was a kid, first of all, I'm from the New Haven side, right? So already that's in the New York area, right? When I was a kid, the fucking Patriots were a laughing stock.
I know. Well,
they were so bad forever.
Yeah.
And people in my area like the Giants and the Jets. I became a Dolphins fan because I had grandparents in Florida and an older brother who indoctrinated me, and Marino, the greatest quarterback of all time, who would have, if he played in this area, he'd have 30,000 yards and 400 touchdowns a season. It's just fucking facts.
Okay.
It's just facts.
Okay. In this area?
In this era, with the rules and the way offense.
I thought all of a sudden
if he played in this area,
temperature, the barometric temperature,
pressure, yeah. So, and then I went to Boston for college, as did you, even though you hated it.
Yep.
I loved Boston, but right when I got there is when the Patriots started being good, when they got Parcells and Bledsoe, and then I was still living there when they got Brady, and all of a sudden they were amazing, and the Dolphins were in the fucking dung heap as they have been for the past 20 years.
Right.
But I despise Tom Brady. I hate the Patriots. I wrote something recently, and I think a lot of people feel that way. So I wrote something recently for The Dad about a kid. I don't know have you heard this story? There was a kid in Kentucky who won an elementary school science fair. And you know what the science fair is? It's like those trifold things, right? That say like, here's fucking how a volcano works, or here's why climate change is a hoax.
Yep.
It's Kentucky.
Yep.
So some kid won the science fair, and his presentation was proves that Tom Brady is a cheater. That was his whole presentation. Doesn't prove shit.
Okay.
Then I didn't even read it. He talks about Deflategate.
Why read it? Why go that deep?
Well, no,
You're
right.
a blogger.
It's just nonsense.
Just
no.
keep it on the surface.
I didn't mean. I'm just saying the point of it wasn't whether it was true or not. It was just funny that this kid was such like a hater, as they say. But there are a lot of people who think Brady's a cheater, who are sick of the Patriots and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna end up watching again because again, I'm a patriot. Oh shit, I'm an American. I'm not a patriot.
Okay.
Shit, I'm stepping.
So basically, you're for the Rams.
Yeah, I'm for the Rams. I mean, I like the Rams anyway. They're fine.
Yeah. All right.
So LA action.
So what about I always find that what I like to do is carve out. So football on Sundays because I'm into it.
Non-Super Bowl Sunday football.
This is non-Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday has like a connotation in the family, and just everyone understands that
daddy's drinking time.
It's daddy's drinking time, but also Super Bowl is like now mommy can drink as well, and it's acceptable.
Once a year that you women are allowed to drink in your house.
Yeah. But I think that's that's the paradigm. So one of the things that my 4-year-old loves to do is, Dad, can I get you another beer? And I'm like, yes.
This is just stellar fucking parenting.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm into it. Because
I'm
fridge
saying,
is all the way over there.
If I come to your house, can I tell him to get me a beer?
You could.
Not one of the lagers that you like.
You could, but
he wouldn't.
Yeah.
That would be a real slap in the
code.
face to you.
It's a special code.
Special code, yeah.
You got to unlock. You got to unlock that achievement.
So, will your daughters? Will they watch like the halftime show? What was last year's, like Lady Gaga or something?
Yeah, they'll watch. They're into that, but they're not going to watch. They're not going to watch the game like they're interested in the game necessarily. But they'll definitely
the spectacle of it and
they'll
the commercials.
understand. Yeah, they'll understand. They like the commercials. I think they like the concept.
Okay,
of
so
the food.
But will they be annoying as fuck during the game? Like wandering around in front of the TV or like talking about like the color schemes. What do girls talk about? I don't have daughters.
There's definitely preferential uniforms. The colors that go together for sure.
Well, yellow.
But I also feel that I have some of that too.
Well, I'm a little colorblind, so
I'm like that. That's why the Dolphins are so horrible. I assume.
Oh well, that is true. The aqua and orange is not the best look in the world. But hey, you know what?
Do you do? But so
fun to watch, and I haven't been fun to watch in a long time.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons that I think the spectacle of it, having the kids in there, I think part of it is it's almost in some ways it's that I find it seems like it's a transition to going from, my kids can't watch like TV while I'm watching football, so it's either they got to go.
Oh, they can't.
No, they got to go play, God forbid, with all the thousands of toys they have, or with each other. Or they can sit with me and hang out.
Well, here's my thing.
And that's what's kind of cool.
This is the problem. Like that. I realize that I want my kids to want to watch football with me, but I don't want them to actually watch football with me because they're too young. They won't pay attention. There's questions. They'll be annoying. I would rather, and this is what's going to happen in the Super Bowl. Yeah. My son, my 8-year-old, will maybe take a shot at it for like 5 minutes, and then he'll ask to go watch Preston Plays or some bullshit YouTuber or something, and my toddler will probably be sitting on the couch either next to his brother in the other room or with us watching Paw Patrol on his iPad, which is fine as long as the volume is down. But that's the thing, like I want them to want to, but they're too young and annoying to actually spend time watching. So I want to pay attention to the game and stuff.
Well, I think so. You have an 8-year-old, I have an 8-year-old.
We get it.
Yeah.
You have 3 kids.
I know. So, but my 8-year-old, because I've set up this paradigm of like sort of stiff competition.
That's the second time, at least the second time you've said paradigm.
I don't know. It's the only word I know. I don't really know what it means, but I just keep saying it. But it's the only the interaction of trying to understand where the game is. The line.
I can't deal with that.
Oh, the line. They're obsessed with the line.
Oh, the yellow line for first down.
All right, Dad, can that guy see the yellow line?
No, none of them can.
What about that guy? No, he also can't see the yellow line. What about the blue line, though? Can he see? What about the white line? He can see the white line. Yes, that's on the field. But what about the yellow line again?
This is exactly why you don't want these kids in the room watching the game.
I'm okay with it. Because it's something that they can hold on to. It's something tangible, and it's slowly over time, over the season or two.
So this is every Sunday with them. No, my kids never watching it with me.
It starts to grow. It's cool.
Sometimes I'm watching it on my computer anyway because the Dolphins aren't on TV.
Well, I think what I like the most.
So you can't huddle around the computer.
When I'm away, when I step away, whatever it might be, to get myself
and they tell you what's
a goddamn beer because my son's not around for some reason.
The fuck.
Then they're the first to be like,
they're calling out.
Yeah, you totally missed it. And which I did, and which they know how much that bugs me. So,
that's probably why I don't want my kids around, and I assume the only reason they're mostly going to be around. I mean, that's not just for Super Bowl Sunday. That's all the time. I just don't want my kids around. On a Super Bowl Sunday, they're probably going to be in and out looking for snacks because the snacks on Super Bowl Sunday are a lot of fun.
The food is
good.
My
wife makes like
snackers. They just snack.
My children are. I mean, I love chips and dip.
Yeah.
And salsa.
Turkey,
like this.
Turkey
I don't know what I'm doing. I love some crudité.
Yeah.
Some raw broccoli.
Yeah.
Some celery. Celery's underrated. Anyway, but my wife makes Mom and Buried makes buffalo chicken dip, which is like shredded chicken inside buffalo dip.
That sounds pretty
with
good.
like blue cheese and everything all mixed in.
That sounds good. Yeah, I think that's the food.
It's delicious. I make chili.
The food is good.
I was so used to having chili on Super Bowl Sunday, like my mom's chili, that I had somehow I like brought some back to college for like the first Super Bowl of my freshman year, and like or I ordered it. Everybody was ordering out, and I ordered chili just because I'm like I gotta have my Super Bowl Sunday chili, which was weird. I ate it on like the top bunk of somebody's bed watching the game.
Did you write this story down for all
of
history?
No, it just came to me.
Okay,
it just came to me. But I want that to
story.
be saved. I want the Chili Chronicles.
And so you basically need your kids. Would you force your kids to like like a team, like the Dolphins?
Well, no. I won't force them to like a team. I think naturally they'll start out liking the team that I like just because kids do that kind of thing. And then they may rebel against that just because kids do that kind of thing. Yeah. I will try to teach them to hate certain teams.
Yeah.
Like the Yankees, but that's really difficult because they love their uncle and he's a big Yankees fan. And both their grandpas are Yankees fans.
Their uncle. It's simple solve.
And I teach them to hate the Patriots. But, again, they don't know enough about it. I'm not going to just, I don't teach my children to hate.
Right.
You know, it's just not something I do. They just learn how because the way I act and talk
just
about
comes out
things.
Naturally. Yeah, osmosis.
Exactly.
And it's usually the game goes pretty late.
Yeah, they're in bed. Like I said in my story in the beginning, like my parents sent me to bed. Right. I'm sure the game goes even later now. My kids go to bed 8-ish. Yeah. Maybe on like a Super Bowl Sunday, which is essentially like a holiday. Yeah. They'll be up more like 9. If we have people over or we go somewhere, they'll definitely be up. But yeah, I mean, they're not going to stay up for the whole thing anyway, and not that I want them to. Yeah. It ends at like 10:30, depending on maybe 10.
I remember the first Super Bowl that we brought my oldest daughter to. She was in the
You went to the Super Bowl?
No, to the Super Bowl party, excuse me.
Oh,
the little car seat, little baby bucket thing. Yep. Put her in the coat room. She was asleep, and we were like, this is the best. We were the first ones to have kids. We were like, this is great.
She's in the coat room?
Yeah, you know, like the bedroom with all the coats on it.
Oh, I thought it was like a coat closet.
No,
with the door
no,
shut.
Sorry. And so
in a box the door, with holes popped in the
yeah,
side.
just with a screwdriver. And I think we came back, or I came back to check on her about 15, 20 minutes later just to check. And someone arriving had just taken their coat and thrown
it on her?
Yep, just thrown it.
But she didn't wake up?
In the room, and it had completely covered her.
Perfect.
Yeah, and so I just quickly checked to make sure she was still with us, and turns out she was, which is good.
There you go. Hey, congratulations.
And then proceeded.
Which Super Bowl was that?
I can't remember. Well, it was a long time ago. It was at least 10 years ago.
It was like 9 years ago.
Probably.
I think I know
11.
how old your oldest daughter is.
11 years ago, I think, actually. So.
Anyway, so we've never brought our kids to a party. I don't like to go to Super Bowl parties because I like to pay attention to the game.
Are you like?
And it's also Sunday
do you
night.
Get
and
like
I like
aggro?
To be at my house on Sunday night. No. And I don't clap. I hate fucking clappers during a sporting event. You're watching on TV.
Yeah.
Rizzo, I'm talking to you. A friend of mine from college, huge fucking Patriots fan. Ugh. Anyway, I do want to state for most of the people listening to this probably already know I am a Red Sox fan. I'm just not a Patriots fan. Just FYI. All right.
Good little side note there.
Thanks. Yeah, I like to keep people. And the other thing I like to say is the measure of a fan is based on loyalty, not geography. Just because you grew up in a region doesn't mean you have to be a fan of that team. I hate UConn. Right. All of UConn basketball, no other sports matter. Hate them because it's annoying when you live in a state like Connecticut where there's no other game in town, so that a team gets a disproportionate amount of coverage and hype. It just gets annoying. Most people in my area like UConn. Not me.
Okay, not you.
FYI.
Thank you for sharing. I feel like this is a safe space for you.
Well, you know what? It's my fucking podcast. It better be. I'm sorry, our podcast, Pete.
So, give and take. What about? Would you ever let your kids play?
Never in a million years. I've written about that on my blog. An early post that did like one of my earlier bigger ones. I said I won't let my son play football. It was right after Junior Seau killed himself, and it was determined that he had CTE. So it was he was like the first really high profile like former player. But I mean, they're popping up everywhere, and college kids killing themselves all the time with that shit. And it's about the accumulation of it. It's not about like if you just play in college. It is you start when you're young, and every level of your career, you get more and more impacts. And then I get all sorts of comments about this where people are like, well, you get concussions during soccer too. Yeah, but like the point of soccer isn't to, ram yourself into somebody.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're trying to make the game a lot safer and stuff. But look, let's be honest. You've seen me, right?
Yeah.
I didn't play. I was in the marching band in high school. My kids aren't playing football.
You have a marching band. You have a body of a marching band.
Clarinet and saxophone in the jazz band.
Oh, so there we go.
Slightly cooler, but still not cool saxophone. Really? Slightly cooler than the clarinet.
Okay.
So you're talking like Woody Allen versus like Clarence Clemens.
Or Bill Clinton.
You just shot my argument to hell, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Wow, there you go.
But yeah, no, what I'm saying, my kids aren't going to play. They're not playing sports. When I was a kid, I liked to play, and then I hit puberty, and everybody got a lot bigger than me, much faster than I did. So it was like I wasn't making high school teams or anything like that. So it just wasn't an option anymore.
Sorry to hear that, buddy.
It's okay.
You know what
Thanks, Pete.
You know what I want to hear? I want to hear
my clarinet. I can play the 90210 theme song just from memory.
90210 theme
Oh my
song.
God! Look at this kid with his pop culture blind spot.
Okay.
Now I can't think of it. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na.
Dun. Okay.
Right? Yeah. I can play that whole thing on my clarinet. Nate, I'll break that out. The next time I'll bring my clarinet.
All right. That sounds good.
I just gotta soak. I gotta get a couple reeds, get them in there, get them all moist, and then just fucking rip right into the 90210 theme song, which Nate has probably never even heard in his life or heard of.
Nope, he doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about, and no one else does either. So,
yeah, it was in like single-digit age.
Oh my goodness, how depressing.
Let's find out what you guys.
People used to say I look like David Silver. By the way, Google that shit.
David Silver.
David Silver was one of the stars or one of the characters on 90210.
He was
Brian Austin Green. You know who Brian Austin Green got with?
Megan Fox, right?
You know what that means by
association.
The transference theorem. If I ran into Megan Fox,
you could be together with Brian Austin Green. All right,
in my dreams.
Let's hear from you guys. All right, so Miss Allison Evans says we might not even see the Super Bowl. The tyrant only follows Rough Tweet and Dave.
I don't know what those things are, but it sounds like Paw Patrol kind of shit.
Yeah.
Rough Tweet?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is that some kind of dog show? That's what I assume is their programming is commandeered by their toddler, which it sounds fairly familiar to me.
Daily 8 says you can see the ads online, and we won't watch the cheater Brady.
Hold on. I want to complain about something that's happened over the past few years. Because of the internet, you can see, and you often do see, every Super Bowl ad long before the game. They start to show up on the internet, on YouTube. And not that I give a fucking shit. There hasn't been a good... The hype for Super Bowl commercials is worse than for the game itself, and they're never any good. There's like celebrity cameos.
This is a Tide ad. That was pretty good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This podcast is a Tide ad.
Oh, is it? Well, we're going to eat some Tide Pods later.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, because not enough people are enjoying this. But they show you the commercial beforehand. Then like all the mystery's gone.
Right.
It's like the other thing I really hate, and this has nothing to do with the Super Bowl. When you watch a movie trailer online and you click it, for whatever reason, the first 5 seconds, they do a quick flash montage of shit you're about to see in 5 seconds in the 90-second movie trailer. It's like a trailer for the movie trailer that plays directly before. This is the kind of shit that keeps me up at night. Yeah. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
You're like spoiling the movie trailer before. Anyway.
I feel like next we're going to water our crops with Gatorade.
Okay. You know what? I get that reference, and I'm proud of you. We can add another movie to the list.
All right. So we got K Will 37 says, nope. I stand with Cap.
Kaepernick. Yeah. See, again, that's another reason. It's the politics of the situation. It's the Trump. It's the kneeling. It's Kaepernick.
Right.
And then you add in the CTE. There's a lot of reasons to not necessarily want to watch, but I mean, I'm a hypocrite and a weak-willed person.
Yeah, that's really fucked up. What happened to Kaepernick?
It is still happening, but he can never come back because the legacy he's established now as like taking a stand, if he comes back and isn't good. Like if he comes back and win the Super Bowl, it'd be like the greatest sports story since like Muhammad Ali.
Right.
But if he comes back and he sucks and he becomes a backup again, I don't think this is what our listeners are here for.
No, it's not. But
my kids have no idea, by the way, who Kaepernick is. They know who Trump is, though. Okay. I don't know if the 3-year-old does.
All right.
FYI.
All right. Well, Lorena Murphy says whether she's going to watch the Super Bowl. She says, "Nope, Harry Potter marathon. I do these things for me, not them."
You know
I
what?
like her style.
I like that philosophy.
You know what I mean? Just like,
but that is like is the implication that her kids want to watch the Super Bowl and she's like, "Fuck you, kids! I'm watching Harry Potter."
I don't know. I'm sure she just would much rather
watch Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, probably because she has no.
But wouldn't her kids rather watch Harry Potter?
Yeah, I think it's a win-win all around.
My kid would.
Yeah, I think it's a win-win.
My 8-year-old has seen every one. Once you start showing them live action stuff, like it's a slippery slope, man. All of a sudden, like the kid's like 2 years away from watching Goodfellas.
I like this one. It says, I'm not sure exactly who it's from, but it says, "Don't bite your friends." Hell no.
No, "Don't bite your friends" is her username.
What the fuck? Really? She's a Yo Gabba Gabba?
On Instagram.
Wow.
Is that from Yo Gabba Gabba?
Yeah.
Don't bite your friends?
Yeah. Don't
I like Yo Gabba Gabba.
Don't bite your friends.
I always remember, try it, you'll like it.
Yeah.
Try it, and you'll like it. I like that
You
song.
might like it. Yeah, exactly.
That
Hell no, she says. They're into me making special snacks.
That's what I'm saying, right? The snacks are good.
Snacks are good.
So my 8-year-old loves all the kind of the snacks that I like, chips and dip, and I made nachos the other night. He'll eat some nachos.
Yeah, my kids don't really eat, so I don't
he doesn't like chili too much.
So you asked a question as well, like, will your kids ever play football? I thought this was interesting because Kate Kors says, my son loves football, but he's not allowed to play. He's not allowed.
Can you read?
No. My son loves football, but he's not allowed to play either. Every time someone gets carted off the field on the stretcher, which is like twice a game these days, I point out that that's the reason he can't play. He's 5, and he gets it.
Holy shit.
He fucking gets it.
That's the dark story right there.
Yeah, the stretcher.
He gets it.
Do they really? Oh, maybe the concussion. They do. They do.
Yeah.
They do check out the players for the concussion. I don't know about the stretcher.
Well, no, the stretcher wouldn't be for a concussion unless the person got walloped and is laying there for a long time. Usually, it's for a broken something or other.
Beth Dunbar says soccer has more concussions than football.
I told you. There's people like this all over the place. Guess what? I don't want my kids playing soccer either.
Yeah. You know what? Water polo or nothing.
Water polo.
Well, I just feel like you look like a water polo
guy. I look like a water polo guy? Please. If anyone looks like a water polo guy.
Spectator.
Oh, I'm a big water polo. I didn't know that. I love it. During the Summer Olympics.
Tommy Good says, a lot of your sons
Tommy Good? Is that a real
Tommy
name?
Goods.
Tommy Goods is even better. He's got the goods.
A lot of your sons are going to make great housewives in a few years.
He does not have the goods.
No.
That's
Great housewives.
Incendiary.
Not sure I understand what that.
He's casting aspersions on the masculinity of children who don't play contact sports like football.
Oh,
yes, and by extension, insulting parents.
Oh, I see.
Who prevent their kids from playing, because that was in response to my I won't let my kids play football column. I have another column called I won't let my son join the military, and that got some similarly angry responses.
You're not going to let your son join the military.
I mean, when he turns 18, I can't really stop him. But the whole post was about how I don't want my son to die in a war.
Right.
So therefore, I don't want him to join the military, which is, it's an unassailable fucking statement.
Totally. What about the Coast Guard?
Coast Guard, I'm all for. Right. He's out of here, and he's not in much harm.
It's fine. Florida. He's somewhere in Florida.
I don't really know what the Coast Guard does. Something with lighthouses.
They're around.
Right.
They've got kind of cool things.
There's an Ashton Kutcher, Kevin Costner movie about Coast Guards. I've never seen it.
Don't let me drown.
Which one is that? Is that Ashton Kutcher or Kevin Costner?
I'm imagining that's what the line in a Coast Guard.
Don't
movie.
let me drown. So
I'm not
like the main character is he can't swim.
No, one of them. He just ate a Thanksgiving meal.
Have you ever seen a movie besides the 4 that we've?
And now he's going swimming.
Idiocracy. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Memento. What was the other random movie we mentioned that you had seen?
Doesn't matter.
God damn it.
Nell. Agape or something like that.
Okay.
Agape.
Nell. Literally no one listening to this has seen Nell. It's terrible. I've seen 5 minutes.
Congratulations,
you know what you should
everybody.
see instead of Nell is Walk Like a Man with Howie Mandel. It's where he's raised by wolves and then he's brought into society. It's terrible.
Interesting. Yeah, that sounds like Encino Man with Brendan.
There's a lot of these things. There's one. Well, Encino Man's similar. Yeah. Tarzan is that whole story. I've never seen Encino Man either.
Cool.
Pauly Shore's in that one.
Sounds like both of us have some pretty big holes in our pop culture.
I don't have any big holes.
Well, Mike, this has been good. I think we covered it all. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about, any kind of snack related.
I wouldn't mind
additional comments you want to make.
Getting back into the trailers before trailers thing.
You want to cover that?
Find it really annoying.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we cover that in another topic?
That'll be
or in
next episode.
Another podcast, or just maybe to yourself or whatever.
Well, I think we talked about the next episode potentially being about winter break or Valentine's Day. Which one?
Either one.
We'll see what happens
first.
Right? Yeah. I'm looking forward to Valentine's Day. How about you?
Me too, buddy. I hope you planned something special.
I did. Candles.
Good. All right. Thank you, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.